My name is Christie James, and I'm really excited to introduce you to this gentleman right here, Carl Bigthangs Vinson. He is the CEO of Manman Enterprises. It is a Bay Area security company, but not just that. He is really embodying the entrepreneurial spirit here in the Bay Area, as well as giving back to the community. You have your hands in a lot of different pots, so we're going to get to it all. But first things first, tell us a little bit about who you are. Carl Bigthangs Vinson.
Well, I'm from Houston, Texas.
Okay.
And born and raised in 1994. I relocated out here to the Bay Area and I started Manman Enterprises.
Nice. Okay. So if you have never heard of Manman Enterprises, trust me, add it to your bookmarks on your website, because this man has security in the Bay Area on lockdown. So tell us a little bit about the name, Manman Enterprises, because there's a story actually behind the name of your company.
Well, basically what happened was in 2001, I was actually at a dark place in my life. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that I'm out, anybody that knows me, I'm a very spiritual person. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that I wanted something to define me. And also, too, the thing is I wanted somebody to notice who I am without even saying a word. And the thing is, the being up above, which is God, which He installed inside of me, the ambition to do what I do. Mm-hmm. He gave me the scriptures of Genesis, and what happened was that for us made man. When God made man, God made one man, and from the man's rib created the woman, and that's how I became made man. So it wouldn't seem like that it just only covered certain things and covered the whole perimeters and stuff. And I said, okay, so where are you taking me to? Well, the bottom line is all the stuff you went through to get to this point, mm-hmm. You are made man. Okay. And I said, okay, I get it. I want something deeper. Well, how about putting each letter in the acronym? Okay. And that's what I came up with. And the thing is, the way I did it was I rough draft and wrote down everything that I thought that would pertain to me, and here it is. So I'm about to break it down to y'all guys.
Okay, we're ready. Break it down.
All right. Okay. So M stands for master planner, A stands for achievement, and D stands for direction, and E stands for education, M stands for master plan, and A stands for ambitions, and N stands for no fear.
Well, you definitely don't have any if you're working in security, that's for sure. And you are the CEO, Carl Bigthangs Vinson, behind Manman Enterprises. I think it's wonderful how you were able to take a situation where you were really down and turn it into something amazing. And I'm sure that's something that you can pass on to youth, which is another thing that you do, youth mentorship. We're going to get into that, but first, tell us a little bit more about Manman Enterprises security. Who are some of your clients? Who do you work with?
Well, some of the past and current clients I worked with was Nene Leaks, Tammy Roman. I also did a bodyguard security for DJ Quick. I also did for Jerry Rice, and also Damon John, which is basically the founder of FUBU. And also he's also one of the founders of Shark Tank. Let me see who else. Oh my goodness. I want to say 2005 Playboy Bunny of the Year. Her name is Karen, but I can't get her last name because I forgot it. But anyway, just those celebrities and stuff, and also DJ Spenderella, mm-hmm. And DJ Jazzy Joyce. Oh my goodness, who else? Snoop, Nelly,
wow.
Banner, Chuck D, KRS-One.
Are you doing the security by yourself, or do you have a team?
Yes, I have a team, but I've been the most requested solo.
Okay.
And the thing is, because how this all began was I wanted to brand myself by working with different promoters and club venues and stuff and different things like that. And what happened was that as I began to do that, I began to rub elbows with the promoters, certain people in the venues and things like that. And then what I did was I went ahead and created me a Yelp page. And when I did that, I took pictures of everybody and certain events that I did for as person protection. I do bodyguard security for dignitaries such as bishops, ministers, churches. I do consulting for churches. So if you want to get consulting on how to upbeat your security at churches, I'm the guy that you need to talk to. And also too, I've done a lot of I actually just self-branded because I'm a walking billboard. And that's pretty much it, you know.
So I know it's not just branding, because you can wear a t-shirt all day, you can have a Yelp page, but when it comes down to the reviews, what are people saying? Why are they picking you, Carl Bigthangs Vincent, to go with when it comes to their security needs?
Well, one thing is that they know that I bring professionalism, and they know that when they go to my official website, which is ManmanEnterprises.com, that you're not only looking at the website, you're looking at a piece of history, a person that knows what they're doing, and also somebody that you can rely on. And even the people that couldn't use me, I gave them sound advice to what to do going forward to save you time and energy and money. And also, too, being cheap is not the best way. You get what you pay for. And the thing is, I'm the type of person to where I give it to you real, and I don't just be around the bush, because I want you to have the very good experience of knowing that you can protect, that you will be protected by anybody from Manman Enterprises, not only just me.
Now, that leads me, something you said, you bring it to people real. And I think that really helps when it comes to mentoring youth, which is another big piece of your business model. Can you tell us about your mentorship programs and what you do to not only support youth, but give back to the local community?
Well, one thing that, for as youth is concerned, I never had a mentor growing up. That, as y'all know in the earlier interview, I grew up in a poverty neighborhood. And the thing is that all we knew was family and friends and people that we grew up with. And so we didn't really have no youth programs, no youth mentorship, nothing positive. It was all negative. And I said, well, you know what? I'm a big fan of the youth. I love the youth. And that go without saying, whether race, creed, or color. My thing is, I want to make a point to where that the youth has someone to talk to, because they are new millennials. Okay. And the thing is that they tend to draw attention, but they don't want the wrong attention, and they have so much to share, but they don't know who to tell it to. So what it is, I give them that platform to talk to me about anything. So I said, man, how can I engage and talk to everybody at the same time and not be one-on-one with people? How can I bring people on deck and what we can do? So what I did was I started a Facebook group called Youth Advocate Mentorship. And so what that is that I host a youth mentorship conference call every 4th Tuesday of the month, 6 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and 6 p.m. Pacific Time.
Nice.
And what that is, everybody can get on the phone call and talk about issues they're having with their kids, and we can go over with it. Or you can also talk to me outside of that in confidentiality and see how we can pull together your child and see how we make the family ties more stronger. But working with youth has always been a calling for me. I didn't take it seriously until I started seeing the things that was going on in our community, and I decided to take that title and make sure that I do something with it.
All right, making men and women better around the Bay Area through your mentorship and also through your activism. I know that activism is also a slice of the pie when it comes to Manman Enterprises. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, Carl?
Yes. Well, for those of you that don't know, I was a victim of police brutality.
Oh, wow.
Back when I was 19 years old, fresh out of high school, and me and a friend was walking down the street, which is the neighborhood we lived in, which wasn't the best neighborhood, but it was 1 o'clock, 1:30 a.m. in the morning, and we was walking, and it was going, my mom wasn't doing nothing negative, and undercover car came towards us. No lights on, it was a Cutlass that cut right in front of us. It was undercover cops. So they pulled out a gun on us, and there was a white guy being the driver's side, and there was a black guy on the passenger side, and they put guns on us, and they told us to get on the hood of the car, and basically, let us handcuff you, let's go to our pocket, and the first thing we was asked was, do you have drugs on you? I said, no, I have no drugs. I said, why would I have drugs on me? And they searched me and my friend and stuff, and they told us to run afterwards, not knowing they might shoot us in our back and say, oh, it's self-defense or planning something. So we ran, and thank God that nothing really happened and stuff. And so when I got home, I told my mom, I said I was so frightened because I'm like, that we didn't do nothing wrong. It was just basically wrong place, the wrong time. And I can remember that from when I was 19 to where I'm at now. And it's like, okay, if you don't stand for something, you fall for everything. So I decided to be, community activist and, dealing with police brutality, as well as, being an advocate for youth violence, and just bringing stuff into the rear mirror of what I dealt with as a youth, as well as what I'm doing with now. So that's how I'm able to quarterback the situation, because I was a victim of it, and I can bring things to the table to where how can we better our community and have proper policing. And let me put this out there too. Bad policing is not all bad policing.
Yeah.
You have to get to know who you are, and also be more familiar with the police departments, and find out, do they have a youth advisory board? Because, so the reason why, because you can bring things together for the youth and the police department, and they can work close together instead of being afraid of they may be pulled over and not knowing their rights. So that's one thing that I decided to talk to the police departments and stuff and say, hey, how can we bring the youth more closer and understanding and getting educated, other than y'all pulling them over and and having them to get on the the hood of your car and frisking them for no reason. So those are things that hunted me as a kid, and I'm still motivated by it, and the things that I remember so freshly, like it happened yesterday. But thank God I'm here, and I'm here to tell people what you need to do and how you can help out your community.
I do think, listening to you and learning more about you, that Manman Enterprises is the perfect name, because all of these experiences from where you grew up in Houston and working with different celebrities and doing security and the activism and youth mentorship and things that you've dealt with the police in the community has made you the man you are today, the one that is a successful entrepreneur in the Bay Area, giving back to his community and really spreading that message of, hey, hard work pays off, and let's do big things. I think the name is perfect. Carl Bigthangs Vincent, Manman Enterprises. Before we go, can you tell us a little bit more about where people can find out about hiring you for your security company?
Yes, you can visit my website, which is manmanenterprises.com. It has all my social media links on there, and has my phone number all over my page. You can get a hold of me. Available 24/7, and for people that don't know, I do travel, and I do have a passport to travel anywhere. So nothing too big, nothing too small. I'm just a human, and just very humble to work with any potential clients that that may need to be protected or in need of services. And I can work with any budget. Just let me know what you needed, and we can cater it and make it accustomed to what you like.
Well, it has definitely been a pleasure. I thank you for what you do in the community, for what you do with security. I know if I need some security, I'll call you, Carl. I appreciate it. Carl Bigthangs Vincent, CEO of Manman Enterprises. Like he said, reach out, manmanenterprises.com, and thank you so much for everything that you do.
And thanks for having me.